We are in the 2% kitchen in my house. I am wearing my Grateful Dead apron. That's when you know some culinary madness is about to go down. So in today's episode, we talked to Brady Homer, who told us about all the sugary gels he ate during his Boston Marathon run. We talked to Dr. Mike Roussel, who told us about how ultra-processed foods can actually be beneficial in an endurance context, which gave me traumatic reminders of my time last year in southern Utah when I did this super long hike where I was hiking 25 miles a day. So I talked to the Duke scientist. His name is Dr. Herman Ponzer, and he's the expert. He's the guy for telling you how many calories you're burning during exercise. He did a little bit of back of the hand math, and he told me, my man, you were burning about 7,000 calories a day on this hike, which meant I had to eat a lot of food. Not to mention, all of the food I'm eating, it has to fit into a backpack that I'm dragging through the heat. And so it has to be stuff that is not going to spoil, that has as many calories as possible for its weight. So during the day, I'm eating a lot of energy bars, I'm eating beef jerky, I'm eating trail mix, I'm eating all this stuff. But at the end of the night, at camp, I wanted to sit down and I wanted to eat something that was a little bit savory. It was a nice little break and reprieve from eating all those energy bars. So what I landed on was the most insane thing I've ever eaten in my life. It sounded absolutely terrible, but I will tell you, after 25 miles a day, oh my God, most unbelievable thing I've ever eaten in my life. And we are going to cover it now. So here's what I would do. One, I would take a giant tortilla, and I mean giant, the biggest one you can buy at the store. So this is a burrito-sized, it's a burrito-grande size, correction. This tortilla has 310 calories in one tortilla. So that means it's got to be bigger than a plate. If you get a burrito and it doesn't cover the entire plate and flop out over the sides, too small. So you get your giant tortilla. And then what I would do is I would get salami. Now, the reason I'm bringing salami, it is because it is one of the only meats that will not spoil in the heat. It didn't have to be refrigerated. It also was a little more savory, a nice little salty texture to push back against all the sweet stuff I'd been eating all day. So I would get the salami. Let me tell you, smelling this right now, it's giving me some flashbacks that I don't necessarily like. It's a terrible smelling food. I would get about 2 servings of this, which is about 12 slices. Then I would slap those down in the middle of the burrito. You got to line them up nice and perfect, just pretty maids of cured meat all in a row. And then from there, I would get dried mango. And then I would take 2 servings of that. It's 100 calories a serving. And I would line that up as well. Bam, bam, bam. And what the mango does is it adds a nice little sweet texture to combat the spiciness of the salami. It's really the yin and the yang of this caloric spud missile. And then for proper burrito rolling, you fold the top and then you fold that over and you roll it. And that right there was my dinner every night on the trail. I would sit on my sleeping pad half in a daze from all of those miles, and I would eat this, and it would be the greatest moment of the day. I would eat 2 of these. Now, if you do the math on that, one of these has about 650 calories, all ultra-processed, all completely heinous, mixed into something even more terrible. 2 of those, it was about 1,300 calories. But let me tell you, it was exquisite in those moments. Just totally exquisite. Now, as we covered with Dr. Roussel, this is not something I'm eating in my everyday life. I am not eating this as I'm doing my writing, as I'm doing my podcasting. But it is something that makes a ton of sense if you were doing a long backpacking trip, if you're going for a very long run, because you can just wad this sucker up. It's not going to get beat up in your backpack or your hip belt or whatever you're keeping this in, and you will eat it, and it'll be amazing. And again, if you were sitting here thinking, no one should ever eat ultra-processed foods, this is terrible for a human being, I suggest you walk 850 miles across the hot desert of southern Utah, trying to carry chicken, apples, banana, and broccoli, and then you call me back and ask me for this recipe. Now I have a request for you. If you have your own version of a trail food, your own whack-ass mango salami burrito, whatever it is, the food that you eat on the trail that seems heinous in everyday life, but has totally changed your life when you're out in the wilderness, I want to hear all about it. Drop in the comments what you eat, and we might just end up talking about the best submissions in a future episode. Thanks as always for checking out the show. We are in your feeds twice a week, so keep an eye out for more. If you have a question, please submit it in the comments or send us an email. Even better, send us a voice note or send us a video of yourself asking the question, and we will do our best to answer that question. As always, in closing, have fun, don't die.